G'day people, how's it going? It's Matt here. Just going to get set up today firstly, and then we will be doing this using this dye and a little bit of wax on the Viking and see how that turns out. A few little tricks that I'll show you. Just going to see if it's coming through on this. There's my little tablet here, and I'll just see if I can look at the comments on this. But when I do this, I'll bring you in close so you can see. Right, okay. Where do I find it? I think after doing all these years on YouTube, I'd know what to do. Right. Might just get a little bit of feedback here. Oh yeah, seems to be working. G'day baby kisses, how you going? There's Spike as well. G'day Spike, how's it going? And Tim, how's things, mate? Okay, so just gotta get. You always get that, like, your sort of like your workshop gets a little bit messy after a little bit of time. Then you clean it up, and then it gets messy again. Just clean it up a little bit. So last week we put in those. Well, it wasn't last week, it was this week. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, Sunday, I can't remember. The insets there, and so we're going to dye the helmet first and see how that works out. Now I'll just put this away. Bit of music there playing. Right, got to turn the power on. Okay, I'll move you guys so you can see something. Hopefully the sound's all good. Oh yeah, cheers Spike, yeah. I've carved one of those before. I actually gave it to, sorry, moving it here. I actually gave that one to Amy Jo, one of those Vikings. But I should actually link this to, up the nose. I should have actually linked this to the original video. It was like a proper video on how to make this dude. Two-faced Viking. Well, it was only a one-faced Viking when I made the video. But yeah. She's looking pretty cool. Might give it a quick sand first. It's always good when you sort of like put finishes on to have it reasonably sanded. You know, with Vikings and all that, you can get away with a lot. You're not like carving a bowl where you want the finish to be perfect. So I just put on my mask. Yeah. Just put out that short on Perry's sticker. That video where I carved that. There's a long version of it too, more like educational. You make these long videos, the only people that are interested in them are people that actually want to learn how to carve. You know, your general public isn't going to be interested in that kind of video. G'day June, how you going? And Nigel. Now let me know in the comments if this is a good time for a live. It's like Wednesday morning here in New Zealand. But let me know, like I'm filming this at, what time is it now? It's just, it's about 7:20 in the morning. Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time for probably you guys in England too, eh? This would be like in the evening there on the, what day are we? Yeah, so it'll be Tuesday evening over there. 3:20 in the USA, depending on where you are, I guess. Yeah, I'm just going to run over this with... You can actually polish those little bronze bits up, or whatever you decide to put on. You can put nails or whatever. You just got to watch out for, like when you put inserts in like this, is when you're sanding it, you're not sanding the wood away, because it's two different things. Like it's going to take ages to sand the little metal bit, but like the surrounding part will go down faster. Yeah, it's looking pretty cool, eh? I like it. I always think it would be quite good on a fence post, like topping a fence post. Studs look great. Yeah, they're cool, man. They're easy to do, man. I don't know if you saw the video. Nice blocky nose. Strong nose, this one. Who's broke their nose here? I've never broken my nose. Came close, but nope. We've got quite a big nose. It's surprising that I haven't got it broken. I don't know. Well, if you had a giant one, you know how people put lions on their gates? Mainly the rich people put lions on their gates. When you enter their mansions, they have two big lions. You have two big Vikings. You chainsaw carve them. You have to do that, didn't I? I've got a chainsaw. I need to face my fears and get out there. It's actually not fears, it's more like time constraint. Could actually make a mold of them and make them out of concrete. That would be pretty cool. Then you could mass produce them and sell them at some kind of fair or market. That kind of smooths up quite well. Right, I'll just I'm going to try and smooth out these inlays a little bit, the studs. Seen a big metal Viking boat on a gate, looked cool. Oh man, that is cool. You would be like Night Owl, well, you're in the land of Vikings and all of that. Well, you know, your land got taken over by Vikings for a while back in the day. So you have a lot of history, and so you've probably seen lots of Viking boats and stuff like that. And oh yeah, look at that! Let's try and get it right nicely. So I've got quite a. Actually, this. If I could find you guys how to get this one, I've only found out how to buy these in New Zealand, but this one here is quite a cool standing pad. You see it's a little bit smaller than the normal one. This is awesome as well, don't get me wrong, and it's quite easy to get. But this one, I can only get it in the 2 shops here, and I've done sort of like massive searches on where they get it from, and I just can't find it. But the good thing about it is it's smaller, and I don't know, it's just good for getting in really tight areas. So if you put this outside, this bronze would eventually go green. That would be pretty cool as well. I actually like aged looking things, you know. I've never really been into get closer on this one. Never really been into trying to make things look new all the time. Because when you put something outside, it's always going to age no matter what you do. And if you varnish something, then the problem is keeping that varnish intact over the years. If anything, I would oil it if I was going to put it outside, because oil is a lot easier to reapply. Varnish tends to crack and that stuff, and so sometimes you have to sand it again and then reapply it, whereas oil you just clean up the wood a little bit and then put it on. Oh, g'day Dad, how you going, mate? Oh yeah, so this wood is macrocarpa, and we use it a lot in New Zealand for well, we grow it in New Zealand as shelter belts and all of that, but you'll find it in landscaping places, and you can buy sort of like sleepers, which are, you know, your big garden, like a railway sleeper, that size. And you can use them as gardening kind of thing, but you can buy it quite easily. And I would say, like, it's harder than probably cedar and basswood and all of that, but it's still reasonably soft. And because it resists, like they use it a lot here for outdoor furniture and all of that kind of stuff, because it resists too much deterioration outside. It's not good if you put it in the ground, but not many wood are good when they're in full contact with the ground all the time. That's why you have like treated wood. Yeah, maybe a little bit like teak. I haven't like had that much to do with teak a lot. The only thing I don't like about this wood is it's a little bit light for my liking. I like a little bit darker, but like when you use wood dyes, you can change that. So I'll show you. So this is the colour of this one. I'll just go out a little bit. And I carved this one in the same wood. You can sort of see it below there. And then I put a wood dye on it. And I think that was a antique pine wood dye, and I kind of like the colour of that a lot more. Yeah, one of the coolest scary carvings. I did do a chainsaw carving the other month. I did this one here. I thought it was pretty good. Reasonably happy with that. But the weather's warming up now, so I should be able to get outside and... Oh, g'day Christopher. I'm not sure if you've come along before, but good to see you. Okay. Okay, so I'll do the helmet blue. I'm just going to adjust a few things. Yeah, the eyes on that are pretty cool. I did the eyes similar, like on this one-eyed skull. So I made it out of like a builder's bog, and that's the one-eyed skull one. I'll try and get it up close to the camera. And put like a really strong lacquer on it, so it's got that kind of wet look to it. Yeah. Put them down there. I know I won't put them down there because it'd probably get wood dye on them. First time on live, cool man. Yeah, I'm gonna actually try and do a weekly live. Just get a little bit more onto it. Okay, so this is dyed blue. This is I wouldn't recommend dyeing your table though, because I found like when you have pieces of wood on there, it sometimes it scratches off and it's blue. Right, okay. So, and you can, like, this is the one that I use. It is a Rewax wood dye, and it's a, it says under here, under polishes and waxes, which is what we're going to do today, and it is spirit based. So essentially, I think the spirit based ones dry really quickly, but you can buy water based ones as well. Now this one is a very high quality one, but like if you're only doing small carvings, this bottle will last you a very long time. I think I've had it a couple of years. But if you're doing big things, you're probably better off trying to find sort of like a cheaper one. Well, it's actually made in New Zealand, so I'm not sure. Yeah, methanol is the look at that. You know it's good when you got the big cross on it. So wear some gloves. Now this stuff is really good at penetrating the wood, whereas the stain, the molecules are a little bit bigger. Oh, so you do get it over there, Spike. Yeah, it's good stuff. You can buy it like on your local hardware store. I'm not sure if you can get it in America. Can anyone confirm if you can get it in America? But you can find the equivalent kind of one. Just try and move this out a little bit. Now what I find is you've got to dedicate kind of one brush to, you can buy these cheap ones. Try on this, yeah, should be alright on that. Because once your brush has gone through the blue, you don't want to be doing other colours with it. You end up with a colour mixing kind of thing. Now you can dilute it with I think terps or something, or mess. But yeah, even if it wasn't toxic, good idea to wear gloves, because otherwise you end up with blue hands. You end up looking like a smurf. So I'll show you kind of like how it kind of spreads out. So you've got to be aware of it, like you don't want it to go on the face. It sort of creeps along a little bit. So be very careful when you're going along somewhere where you don't want it to go. Quite good to have like an undercut under there, because then it won't go on that bit there. Actually, I'll do the main bit with this big brush. And I say, like, good thing about wood dyes is if you put it on quite thinly, as opposed to a stain. You can actually see, like, you can see the wood grain through it. So if you wanted to highlight your wood grain, a dye is probably better than a stain. And this is pretty intense, but the thing is that you can sand it back a bit so it looks a little bit rougher. See how that sort of like creeped along there? So it's going down there a little bit, so just be aware of that. Because once it goes on the face, it's pretty hard to get off. You can try and Dremel it, carve it out again. And also, like, if you're like sanding it with some kind of Dremel kind of apparatus thingy, just be aware that all the dust from it will be blue, and so if you then use it on something else, you'll get blue dust going on everywhere. Right, try and don't ever drop this bottle when the lid's off. It makes a massive mess. I think I dropped a dark one once over on the concrete over there. It's a big stain over there. Okay, just put that to one side. Okay, so we'll just let that dry for a little bit. What we could do is we could put the antique pine on the face part. See how that looks. I'll go and get that. Got all different colours. You can get quite cool colours like that blue. I like antique mahogany, that's quite cool, but it's quite dark. Yeah, I don't know whether it would be on Amazon, because it's like, it would be pretty hard to send in the mail, wouldn't it? I don't know. So this is antique pine. This is the lightest one that I could find. You get yellows and all, but you don't want to dye them yellow. You don't want to look looking jaundiced. It's kind of a little bit yellow, I guess. This one. Yeah, see that's quite a nice colour. Shit! See, look, I got blue on it because I got blue on my gloves. Ah! So change your gloves. This is good demonstration. You're having a, tell me, there will be like an equivalent there. If you get a hit that like, that would be awesome as well. And I think like Geordie uses tattoo dyes. probably confirm that. Spike, I'm sure he uses tattoo dyes, which will be the same. Oh, look, probably not. Well, maybe they would last longer. I don't know. But this is, I guess, the reason why I use like this stuff is it is expensive, but I'm using it for artworks as well. So the artworks got to use the proper stuff. Yeah, so that'll, like, once I sand that off, it'll like bring out the highlights and all that kind of stuff. Just make sure it gets everywhere there. I'll show you something. Just make sure. So this wood here, not sure what it is. Let's zoom out. But like I put on like a, I think it was what was it? English walnut color on that, and then I went over with the with a dark wax, a dark oak wax, and so you can sort of see it shines it up then, so it gives it a lovely kind of luster. Yeah, so that hangs on the wall. Same with this one, and I actually, like I put that texture in. Took quite a while. I had an angle grinder with a big wire wheel, and you just go down. Really quite nice texture there. Just tried to make it look quite old. So yeah, that was the colour of that one. It's the same diff. You put on the wood dye, and then you put a wax over the top, and then you sort of like buff it up. Yeah, like this stuff will last outside, but it's not, you know, like everything, nothing is going to last outside forever, you know, but it will last for a while, and it will just age quite nicely sometimes. So what I do pieces, one for the face, one for the hat, the helmet. Try not to get stuff on the helmet again. So then you can sort of just go over it, and it will sort of like just start bring out the highlights, dull it down a little bit. Or you could sort of like try and maybe just sand that part, and so that would appear lighter than the other part. Make sure like blow the dust off it that way, because you got blue dust, sort of like that. So just try not to get the dust on the face. That's pretty crazy music. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to wax the face, because sometimes when you wax the face, it kind of makes it a little bit messy. But we'll do the helmet. But we will just make sure I haven't got any blue dust on my hands. So you can sort of just that blue that I accidentally got on there as well. Yeah, I have tried diluting it actually. It does work quite well. You got to dilute it a lot though, which is sure it makes it go further. But I find the sanding afterwards makes it look pretty cool. What I find too, like if you wanted to, you could sort of like, if you had eyes, you can put the dye over, and then you can go back into the eye with like a little diamond burr, and you can like work on the pupil, and so that'll bring the pupil back out, so you don't have to paint the pupils or anything like that, which I think looks a little bit more natural. See, that's compared to that. It's looking pretty cool. So we'll put a wax on the helmet. Now there's all like heaps of different kinds of waxes. This is Liberon. Actually, I think this is the UK. Well, made in the EU. But it's quite a famous. Oh, it's made in. There it says Liberon in Kent, UK. Yeah. So Liberon is a beautiful company. Well, I shouldn't say beautiful company, but you know what I mean. It's a great company. Yeah, and you know, it's got to be good because it's got bad stuff happening there. So you know, wear gloves and protective gear. But it's mainly made for like furniture and all that kind of stuff, and it says it's highly lustrous and hard wearing. Now it's probably not going to last ages outside because of rain would probably get it, but yeah. But I did this, all this table is done with it, and what I like about it is when you put in like these details here, the wax goes into the details, and then yeah, I hope so, Spike, because it says the UK on here. So yeah, it's one of those things too. This is quite expensive, but it's a good quality one. Now I'm sure you can find cheaper ones, but like I can't really afford to go out and buy all the waxes just to find the cheapest one. But yeah, there's nice. I like the colour. It's got a real nice luster. It doesn't look like. What I do with this is you got to be careful not to get it on the face again, because we're not putting it on the face. It's actually easier to put on a warm day. So this will go on, and you'll think, oh, that's quite dark, but then you kind of polish it off, and it'll look quite cool. You get all different colours. You even get black. That's quite a strong one. The black one, the pigment in it. That's how I like. That's why it's expensive. It's like it's really highly pigmented. The cheaper ones will be kind of more diluted, I guess. Yeah, you get what you pay for, isn't it? I don't know, because like, you see, this is like I've had this for a couple of years now, and I just do little carvings like this, and those ones that I showed you as well. Now if you're doing big tables or something, well, if you're doing a big table, you probably would use this because you spent a lot of time making a table. You want to spend all that time making a table and then you put something crap on the top of it. Live is freezing for anyone else. Yeah. I don't think it's freezing at this end. Oh, there it goes. It's just frozen then. So I turn off my laptop. See if that makes a difference. Sometimes, like if I run too many things, the internet doesn't really handle it. Just read the comments off the phone. Oh, g'day, not in use 44. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's getting there. So what I use to polish these days are these abrasive things. They come in all different colours, and it's just to do with the softness of them. And they're pretty much just throwaway ones. I have got if you look in the description, there's a whole lot of this is just a page of the description, but right down the bottom there's abrasive burrs there, and there's an Amazon link. Now if you do your own YouTube channel, just remember, if you do affiliate links in your description, you've always got to put a disclaimer on, and you've got to mention it as many times as you can. Some of these links are affiliate links where I'll earn a small commission if you make a purchase at no additional cost to you. Mainly Jeff Bezos probably gets the most money, and I get a couple of cents. So this is like the one, and you can sort of get different ones. This is like the mixed colour 100 piece. Now I don't know whether that's New Zealand dollars or American dollars, but it says $18 there, but I've had this since February 19th, and I've been using them quite a bit. So, to be honest, I'm not quite sure which colour I favour the most. They're kind of quite similar. I think I'll use a brown one, this one. I think the lighter colour ones are the softer ones. Ah, g'day Ryan Stone. Suzanne, how you going? And Delane, how you going, mate? It's a shame you couldn't make your lives. I missed a bit of there. We're just using some waxes today and some wood dyes. Showing you how to do that. And EW's there as well, I think. Has it stopped freezing? And June's still there. Okay, so you could probably let this dry for a lot longer. So I've got a blue wood dye under that, and then a dark oak wax on the top of the helmet. So I'll bring you in quite close, so you can see how dull it is there. So you kind of wipe quite a bit of it off, but it kind of stays there a little bit. Now if you wanted to, you could sort of add a second coat on. You can see it sort of got that little bit of a luster now, and it didn't it lost that kind of bright looking plasticky blue that it had. I like things to look kind of quite rustic. Yeah, the sheen on it is the wax that I put over the top.
Someday I'll put off the road somewhere near Easter morning, and I'll find that little church where my family filled the pew. I spend my
So I reckon that looks pretty cool. It's got a nice little sheen there. Whoops. Yeah. So that's pretty much done. And the thing is that, like, with these waxes, if you wanted to, like, after a year and it's kind of lost a little bit, it's kind of luster and all of that kind of stuff, you can actually redo it pretty easily. Like, I'm going to just show you on this. So this is the dragon on my table, and I've actually painted the teeth gold. Now you don't really want dust in there. So you can just get your, and then you just put on a little bit. I like to, you know, people say, oh, this dragon will get all scuffed up and all that, but I quite like it, you know. And you sort of see the lines, the background lines, you can add a bit more in that. Yeah, it looks more aged. I want new stuff. It doesn't take long to do, you know. In reality, it's quite nice if you can kind of leave these ones for a little bit longer, because then the wax will kind of dry in the lines. And also, you got to be careful. Well, not careful, but not to sort of like, when you're buffing it, not to buff so that it pulls the stuff out of the lines. Oh, here comes the sun. So then I'll change that because it's got blue on it. Janet's here. G'day Janet, how you going? So we're just using some waxes today. I'm just showing you how to use waxes today and wood dyes. So then you just grab your buffing wheel. Concentrate on the teeth a little bit. Shine them up a little bit like a dentist. So I'm not spending too much time on it because I don't want it to pull out the wax in between everything. You can sort of see there how quickly it is just to redo it and make it kind of quite nice again. Yeah, so that's that. But you can actually just sort of like buff it up anyway after, like, here's a little carving I did here. This is these carvings are typical of the PICS, P-I-C-S, which is I think they were before the Vikings, and so they had quite simple carvings. And so what we can do, I'll try and get you really close. Yeah, it cleans up. I was just showing, I don't know whether you saw, but I think Amy Jo uses these as well. There's a link in the description for these. They're just buffing wheels. I actually cleaned the sink with them the other day because, you know, I was doing some painting and I was cleaning my brushes out in the sink and paint went all over the sink, and so I just used the abrasive brushes on the Dremel to get the paint off the sink. It seemed to work pretty well. Oh, it's going to get you quite close to this. Whoop, it's falling out of the... Oh, it's all falling apart now. Right, hang on a second. They ran Scotland and Rome, near managed to conquer them. Yeah. So I think they were called the Picts, weren't they, Spike, because like they were heavily tattooed. And if I remember rightly. Yeah, so they had these quite stylized animals. And that's quite nice. So we'll just I'll show you here. We'll just it's just sort of like cleaning it up a little bit. Another cool way to do this is a Viking. I think the Vikings used to do it is it's called coal rossing, and virtually you use like a knife and you cut into the wood, and you cut patterns into the wood, and then you push coal dust into it, and then what you do is you get like a stone or something and you burnish it, so then you press the stone against it and you're really sort of pressing it, so then the wood fibers close up again but hold the line with the charcoal in it, and you get these beautiful patterns. Whatever, like, depends on how good you are at carving, but a lot of spoon carvers use it these days, and they use like coffee grinds in it instead of coal, and it seems to work pretty well. Now I did a video on that ages ago, but I might do another one just because it's kind of fun to do, you know. Yeah, my people, yeah, they're heavily tattooed. Yeah, I've got one tattoo, that's about it. I used a pattern on my son's Celtic axe. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah. I use sediment. Oh, cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, I did one, and when you look at it up on like Pinterest or something like that, and yeah, some of the patterns are cool there. Anyway, I think I will cruise off now and go to work for the rest of the day. What am I doing for work? I am fixing up somebody else's artwork before it gets turned into bronze. It will take probably about 6 hours or something. Oh, you have your armpits and belly button tattoo. Is it true, like, the closer to the bone the tattoo is, say like on the top of your feet, is that harder and sore or more painful? That's what I heard anyway. Cheers, Delane. I hope to see you back in a live sometime. No wasted space, yeah. I had a friend who he had heaps of tattoos. He used to just go into the tattoo parlor and he just says, like, you think he'd put a lot of thought into it, but he just went in and go, I'll have some flying eyeballs, thanks. And would get flying eyeballs put on his arms. They did look cool. He had a cool tattoo artist, so. Ribs are painful. Yeah. Okay. Armpit would be hard, man. Armpit, you kind of feel like, it's quite ticklish. Oh, we'll be next week. Going out of town for my son's wedding this weekend. Oh, that's cool. I love going to other people's weddings. Because your own wedding is cool, but you don't really remember any of it, and you're kind of quite nervous. And you're just trying to make sure everything goes well, but it's somebody else's wedding. Or maybe your son's, you're a bit nervous as well. The more it hurts, the more I like it. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in, and if you could hit that like on the way out if you haven't already, that would be awesome. Cool. Take it easy, everybody. Bye.